What's going on, YouTube? You're back with Shades. We're continuing our Let's Play of SC2VN, the StarCraft 2 visual novel. Last time we left off, we went out drinking with our teammates, and well, I came home a little drunk. So that was fun. Honestly, like it reminded me of the days, it reminded me of when I got out drinking with my friends. So like it was fun. Drinking games abound. Some of us getting more drunk than others. I personally don't drink that much. I'm like honestly one of the lighter drinkers in my group of friends, but it's a good time. It's an easy way to relax, and depending on how much you drink, it's a good time to cry as well. But whatever. Anyway, let's continue our gameplay. It takes a great deal of effort to dredge myself out of bed, but the need to rinse my mouth is enough motivation. The first time I ever drank too much, I swore to myself I'd never touch alcohol again. Even if that was a pledge, I knew I wouldn't keep. It seems like I won't get another chance for that to do for a while now. I mean, same, because like the first time I drank, like it wasn't a big deal. I didn't drink a lot. It was rum. It wasn't a big deal. Like it was just like three of us like hanging out, just drinking, and like I just started to try it. But the only time I ever got a hangover was with my friend Kimmy, and like she just kept handing me drinks, and I kept taking them, and well, next thing you know, I had a hangover when I woke up. So thanks, Kimmy. Well, at least there's a trophy for at least until there's a trophy in our team house. I return from the sink with a glass of water and fall into my computer chair. It's too early for ladder, but I might see what's going on. Wait a second. What? Oh my god, Accel, what did you do? VIP MVP MIA. Ace blasts off. Crash coach to new squad claims poach. Every StarCraft fan site is abuzz with the news that Jet and Accel are ditching their teams. Accusations of collusion, conspiracy, and corruption among Korean and Western fans alike. A laundry list of Crash Coach's missteps ranks second to an interview where he shifts all the blame onto Accel with a scent of drama in the air. Debate rages widely on both sides. When Accel said they had a better idea in mind, I had no idea he meant something like this. Jet's new team was the talk of the entire StarCraft community. I rushed to the game client, abusing the login button with a dozen clicks a second until I'm finally in. Accel is online, as is the rest of our team. Before I can even open a chat window, an invite from Jet throws me into an underway group conversation. Text messages appear almost as quickly as I can read them. What the hell is wrong with you? Hey, relax. You know what they say about publicity. Lol, holy shit, dude, this is hilarious. Raffle. Word that stunt, Mock and I are joining is out. I've received multiple requests for interviews. You should do it. You don't understand. The deal with Enoch wasn't official. This is gonna screw us. Hey, I didn't mention Enoch by name. Just finish the deal and we'll be fine. Yeah, what's stopping Kim from signing us? Accel's kind of right. We have buzz going now. They're saying I poached you. Couldn't you have gotten back at your coach some other way? Nope. I'll get back at him more when I stomp Crash in Team League. It would be prudent to speak with Mr. Kim as soon as possible, Jet. I know! Okay, our meeting at Namdan ASAP, the park by the VSL studio. Everyone, no exceptions. KK, lol. Definitely the youngest one in the group. The diamond next to Jet's portrait changed from green to black. Accel quickly follows suit and then stunned, leaving me in the chat room alone with Reva. Be fast. Jet will blow up your phone with text otherwise. I will. Goodbye. Nothing else keeping me at home, I hurry to shut off my PC and dress. I take the stairs of my apartment building 2 at a time and make my way into the street. Oh god. Jet, Accel, what did you do? Jesus Christ, you don't do that without telling the rest of the team. Jeez. Like, in all honesty, that's a terrifying prospect. Like, before anything is, like, set in stone, like, you make it public already. I know, like, some big-name corporations do that, but the thing is, with big-name corporations, what they say is pretty much set in stone by that point, unless, like, some major catastrophe happens. But with something like this, we're doing this on our own. What the hell? Accel, you bitch. What a mess. How terrible would it be to have spent all of last night celebrating for nothing? Truth be told, whether Accel leaked information now or let it come out on its own, we'll eventually get his reaction. Enoch wouldn't have signed us without doing proper background research anyway. Maybe it's alright for this to be out in the open ahead of time. Maybe? And sorry for the slight stutter, my phone just like flashed open and I'm just like, oh, it's just done charging, whatever. I set thoughts aside when Namdan Park comes into view. The crowded tree line and trim grass is a welcome departure from Seoul's Angeles concrete. Ooh, it's nice. Jet didn't specify where at the park she wanted us to meet, but it doesn't take long before I find her staring down at a seated Accel. She's in the middle of chewing him out, though it'd be hard to tell by the grin she's wearing. Have you seen what they're saying online? The team has to stand out somehow. Better this than limping into the scene and wallowing into obscurity. We should stand out by winning games, not by stirring up shit. This wasn't your decision to make. Accel is the first to notice my arrival and waves me over. Jet's acknowledgement follows, though it's far less welcoming. Did you know he was gonna pull something like this? What? No. Relax, Jet. Seriously, worrying will give you gray hairs. I'll relax the moment I'm staring at a contract for 6 months off funding. Jet's stance goes rigid as at the buzz of her phone. She rips it out of her pocket and stares at the screen. Who is it? Kim. He wants to meet us at the Enoch office to sort out this mess. That's a good thing, right? He wouldn't bother to have us come out if the answer was going to be no. She doesn't seem to agree given the time it takes her to reply. I share a glance with Accel before Jet shoves the phone back into her pocket and turns to me. We need to get moving. Accel, wait here for Stunt and Rava. Fine by me. Accel takes a deep breath and returns to his bench, no doubt happy to relax while someone else handles the stress of a meeting. I'm coming with you? I'm not enough of a jerk to leave Stunt and Rava alone at the park for an hour, but I need someone at my back. When you put it that way, alright. Come on, it's not that far. Without a moment to spare, Jet storms off. Accel offers me a leisurely wave as I hurry after her. I want to, eventually find that Accel's coolness is just, some sort of facade. And then, eventually he just breaks down and goes, I'm sorry! I fucked up! I fucked up the team! I fucked up our dreams! And they're just MIA for no reason. I don't know. I feel like it's a facade. But then again, I could be reading too deep into the character. I don't know. Let me do most of the talking, but chime in if it makes sense. Alright. Nervous? No. Don't lie to me. I'm nervous. It's fine to be nervous. I'm fine. When the elevator door opens, a well-dressed Enoch employee greets us with a smile and gestures down the hall. Mr. Kim has been anticipating your arrival. This way, please. I follow Jet through a typical corporate office. Inside a table seats Mr. Kim, his attention set on a laptop. He glances past the screen to acknowledge us with a beckon forward. Jet, Mach, please sit. We take our seats opposite him. The secretary closes the boardroom's door, leaving the three of us on our own. After a few more taps on his laptop's touchscreen, Mr. Kim turns the computer towards us and gestures sharply to it. What is this? On display is a comment section of a popular Korean esports news site. Line after line portrays Jet and Accel as shady and unskilled. And I thought that the English sites were bad. Before I can read another comment, Mr. Kim forces the laptop shut with a grimace. When I spoke of my interest to sponsor your team with a board, most were hesitant to take the risk even with my assurance that the investment would be worth it in the end. Given the recent developments, I simply have to retract my recommendation and take the hit to my reputation. Your team has become a liability without having played a single game. He rests a finger on his brow, expression fraught. This is worse than Jet and I planned for. Do you have anything to say? This wasn't the reaction that we were hoping for, but it shows that people are paying attention to us. Not all the attention is created equal. What is most important is that Enoch team has a large number of supporters, not slack-jawed or passive observers, fans that are invested in the team's victory. You'll immediately have 5 people invested in Enoch's squad if you sign us. Through narrowed eyes, Mr. Kim shifts his attention in my direction. Mach, I should say that you are a large part of the doubt plaguing a possible sponsorship deal. I blink once, taken aback. Me? Are you truly surprised? Your ability is completely unproven. While Accel and Jet may have their integrity questioned, it's you whom the fans mock. If our fan base doesn't have faith in your ability to win games, then of what use are you? What? I'm a good player. I just need time to prove it. Time that you haven't earned. In hearing myself trip over my next protest, right then Jet cuts in. Mr. Kim, there must be something we can do. Accel and I are high profile. Even with a rocky start, you both have loyal fans that will follow us to a new team. That may be so, but the public perception of Mach remains an issue. Is it worth the trouble of keeping her on when your reputation has been compromised? He links his fingers together and glances between the two of us, awaiting an answer. Jet closes her eyes and runs a hand through her hair. She takes a long moment to decide on what to say next, much to Mr. Kim's interest. We could arrange something to fix that. Oh, elaborate. A show match, the perfect chance to showcase Mach's ability to compete. Against someone from your team, fans will assume that the match is fixed on her behalf. No, I have someone else in mind, someone who StarCraft fans know and respect, and then Mach owes a beating. She turns toward and locks eyes with me. Is she talking about a show match with Bolt? I mean, you're not allowed to turn this down. I wasn't planning on it, just how are you gonna get him to agree? I know Bolt well. He'll jump at the chance to publicly humiliate someone he doesn't like. Best of 5 will do nicely, and I think that it would be fair for Enoch to put half a month's worth of team fighting as the prize, wouldn't you say? Jet turns away from me and toward Mr. Kim. For the first time since we stepped into the room, the businessman cracks a smile. If you decide to leave StarCraft behind, you're welcome to interview for any open sales positions at Enoch, Jet. Very well, if Mach is victorious in the show match, I will consider your team's reputation redeemed. I don't bother asking what will happen if I lose. God, what did I do to deserve this pressure? Would you mind speaking to the producers at the VSL studio to see if they would be willing to host us? A week from today is short notice, but we don't have any longer to waste. I'll have it done. You're very lucky to have someone like Jet as your team captain, Mach. When I don't respond, he smirks. Satisfied, Kim rises from his leather office chair. Jet and I quickly follow suit and exchange handshakes with him. As he meets his palm with mine, Mr. Kim leans forward and whispers to me. For the record, I would greatly prefer to see you succeed. Don't let a mistake in the next week and end your career before it's begun. Nonchalantly, he parts from our grip and departs the conference room with long strides. His secretary skitters after him down the hallway, leaving Jet and me to find our own way back to the elevator. So I'm guessing he's not a total dick. I mean, yeah, he's acting like an ass, but the thing is he has a business to deal with and a reputation to uphold. So yeah, he would be mad if like, oh my god, what are you guys doing? Like, huh? So yeah, it makes sense what he's doing, and like he does want us to succeed, but only because he's investing in us. So whatever. Business, business, business. Well, you came to Golden Zone Far looking for a chance, and I've got one. Happy? You stuck up for me. Yes, and? I guess I thought you would have done what was best for the team. Who said I'm not? Mr. Kim? I don't recall putting him in charge of team management. What kind of team captain would I be if I tossed you out onto the street after recruiting Stunt and Reva? I don't know. You said yourself that you wouldn't put goals of a friendship ahead of the goals for your team. Oh, in that case, it's not too late for me to go tell Mr. Kim I've changed my mind. If you insist on paying me back, do so by practicing hard and beating the shit out of Bolt. It's been way too long since I've seen him lose in person. And for the record, I know what I said, but the more I think about it, the more messed up it seems that we waste our careers with people we hate. So for now, I've decided that I like you. Don't make me regret that. Ooh, she likes me. I'm not sure how South Korea views the LGBT community, but this is quite the development, isn't it? I'll keep it in mind. So much for cold efficiency, and I'll do my best, as is expected of everyone that wears my team's colors. Now come on, before someone mistakes Accel for a bum. Just before the elevator door closes, Mr. Kim turns the corner of the office and watches us go. Was that important information? My legs are sore by the time we make it back to Namdang. Weeks of huddling up in my apartment obviously hasn't been great for my personal fitness. I catch sight of Stunt by his wild hair, and he's the first to notice Jet and me and calls us with a wave. Yo, is the team dead? Not yet, and not for a while if our plan works out. Accel sits up from his reclined position, while Reva hardly moved at all since we came into view. Plan? Mach is gonna win a show match. Reva takes hold of her glasses, gears visibly turning in her head as she works out the point of a show match. Accel and Stunt simply look to me for the answer. Mr. Kim agreed to sponsor us if we can redeem the team's image. I'll have to win a series against Bolt. Bolt? That surly protest on Shock? He's a Brood War player, though. He plays Star 2 in his own time. With money and the chance to embarrass a foreigner on the line, he has to accept. Are you okay with this, Mach? Accel glances in my direction, genuine concern etched in his expression. He seems to be picking up on the doubt I'm feeling. Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm going to be practicing as hard as I can for the next week. As will Bolt. I don't have anything to say to that. She's right, after all. The five of us take a moment to reflect on the severity of the situation. Gradually, I find the eyes of my teammates drifting toward me. I wipe the sweat from my neck and steady myself with a breath. I'm sure that I can handle this, but not on my own. Obviously. Listen, if he's a Protoss, I'm going to grind out endless games. You and me, Mach. Bolt play has more depth than proxies in one base and all-ins. Do you have a better idea? What the hell is she gonna get out practicing with a Terran or a Zerg? Stunt pulls out his phone and dons a stubborn expression. Jet rolls her eyes and glances past him. Everyone has a role to play in making sure this team lives on, past a botched show match. Stunt may... She whinges and then glances begrudgingly in the young protest's direction. Be the only one of us that plays protest enough to spar with Mach, but this is still a group effort. Accel, you need to test out your coaching chops. He raises a thumb up without bothering to stand. You know it. Reva, work with Mach on openings and strategies, and I'll see what I can do to get my hands on a few of Bolt's replays. Affirmative. We don't have much time to waste. Bolt's going to be preparing with this match with a KPJA regimen. Think you can handle 14 hours a day, Mach? I don't need to practice long, I just need to practice smart. You need to do both. Yeah, she's right. It's only for a week anyway. The idea of 14 hours of high-level StarCraft is enough to make my wrists sore. I still have to live up to my team's expectations. Yeah, I can't imagine playing just StarCraft for 14 goddamn hours a day. Jesus, like, and people say that esports aren't hard. 14 hours a fucking day for one practice match. For a week. Jesus. I can't imagine just playing StarCraft. And this is me going back to my idea of saying that esports takes the fun out of the video game. And I mean, if you're devoted to it and you think of it that way, good for you. But like, I can't imagine just grinding out matches just for practice and experience. It does take away from the game, and that's just not me. That's just not my mentality in the game. But then again, I'm a filthy casual, so whatever. All right, do we start tonight? Obviously. Jet stares enough to get him to spit it out. I kinda, maybe, sort of promised my mom I'd make it up all the chores I've been skipping out at our PC bang. Look, I thought the team was definitely over, okay? We're StarCraft players. Don't pretend you guys don't know the importance of time efficiency. I need to start smoothing things over with her if I'm gonna move out. Come on, don't look at me like that. Useless. Whatever, we'll meet up at Golden Zonefire tomorrow. And every day up until the show... And every day after that until the show match. Mach, just ladder tonight. Right. Reva, you free? Yes. Why do you ask? Go with Mach and watch her ladder for the rest of the day. See if you can pick up on any holes in her play. Very well. I've got to confirm the schedule with Bolt, among other things. With me, Accel. Should have guessed. Right then. Stunt, go handle your bullshit. Golden Zonefire tomorrow morning. Go, everyone. Go. Accel peels himself off the bench and falls in line beside Jet. Stunt is quick to follow, though he turns out of the park in a different direction. I was actually planning on going back to my apartment if I'm just gonna ladder. Oh, should I return home? No, why don't you meet me there in an hour? You won't need to stay too long. Very well, I will see you in an hour. After sharing the location of my apartment with a map from my phone, I bid her farewell. Reva along with the green of Namdan Reva fades along with the green of Namdan when I trace back the path I took this morning. Yeah, this is getting dicey. My glazed-over eyes remain locked with the pavement as I amble back my way home. I know that I should feel relieved that our team still has a chance of coming together, but I can't help but worry. I'm not carrying around the weight of my failed attempts to qualify for VSL anymore. This is different. It's anxiety, a tightness in my chest that threatens to strangle me if I let everyone down. I don't know what I expected. It's not like it's gonna get easier from here anyway. Every week in Team League, there's gonna be a chance to cost my team a loss. More than anything else, I'm frustrated by Mr. Kim's doubt. It's one thing for my friends and parents to misunderstand me, but Mr. Kim made an informed judgment that I'm not worth the trouble. I jammed my fist into my pocket and exhaled deeply. If I ever doubted that esports was brutal, I don't any longer. Esports is brutal, and I'm just like, ugh. I don't like the community, I don't like the thought of it, but in all honesty, I do respect the sport. It's honestly something worth respecting because Jesus Christ, these people put a lot of time into practice and like sponsors, and it's a lot of stress. I can't imagine that a lot of esports players don't have like gray hair at this point. Short as the walk is, I don't find my nerves calming as I settle into my pace. A pack of energy drinks might help me douse my angst, so I decide to cut a detour and that'll take me past Go Mark. I should probably pick up something for Reva too. It'd be a pretty classless move to make her watch me grind out ladder games without offering anything in return. My older brother used to always make me watch and play games back when we were kids. This is different though. She's not watching me for fun, she's watching to tell me how badly I suck. Sorry guys for all my vocal mess ups. I brushed past another customer on my way to into Go Mart and glanced toward the register. Mr. Yan smiles in my direction, but then immediately walks into the store's back room. I don't waste time browsing and head straight for the refrigerators. By the time I'm done shopping, Mr. Young comes out from the back room with a brown box in hand, makes his way back to the register. I set my bottles and cans down on the counter and offer the old man a nod. Hello, this is all for today. In a rush, are we? Not really. Why? With a word that I won't run off, Mr. Young smiles wide and hoists the box up to the counter, pushing aside my drinks in the process. I blink, dumbfounded. Before I can ask what he's doing, he clicks open the latch and reveals a wooden board on the underside of the box's lid. He flips it up and sets a box between us in a place where a customer might expect to have their groceries rung up. A cloth sack rests beside the game board, and the contents of which clack against one another on the counter. He pulls an object out of the bag and shows it to me. Oh, Go. Have you ever played Go? Go, huh? It's a board game that was mostly played in Asia, held in a scheme similar to chess. Without meaning to, I asked the first question to my mind. Is it because I told you about my pro gaming career? Let's just say I wouldn't be showing it to you if you didn't. We'll go over the rules and play a round. Just one, and my whim will be satisfied. Alright. This is strange, but if I want to keep shopping at Go Mart, turning down Mr. Young will make our future interactions uncomfortable. Better for one extremely awkward game of Go than an infinite amount of semi-awkward trips to the convenience store. Mr. Yan pours the contents of the bag into a pair of wooden cups set beside the board. On closer inspection, they appear worn and scratched up. The board itself isn't in great condition either. The corners are chipped and its lacquer is long faded. Even though I've never played, I'm familiar with the premise of Go. Mr. Yan explains the basic rules thoroughly either way. The main objective is to control and capture space by surrounding your opponent's pieces. It's not like StarCraft in that sense, only there's no advantage in quick fingers. Even if I'm aware of the basics, I don't have the faintest clue about game strategy. What's this supposed to accomplish? Once Mr. Yan finishes explaining the rules, he motions towards my stones. Black takes the first move. You may begin whenever you're ready. Okay, for the record, I have no idea what I'm doing. That's alright, just play on instinct. It's hard to hide the confusion I'm feeling, but I agree and shuffle a handful of black stones in my direction anyway. If the point of Go is to control space, it seems like a good idea to form some sort of basic structure that I could play off of later. But not 5 turns into the game, Mr. Yan begins placing his pieces dangerously close to mine. When I look up from the board, he answers me only with a smile. Soon he begins capturing my stones with relentless efficiency, never allowing me to challenge his position when I'm so focused on protecting my own. I fight back to defend my territory, but the clerk's plan is always a step ahead. I fix the board with an intense stare, certain that I can somehow unlock the intricacies of Go by demanding it of myself. When the board is halfway full, it becomes readily apparent that I'm going to lose. Mr. Young glances up from the board with a raised eyebrow, smile ever present. Would you care to stop? I don't mean to keep you for too long. No, it's fine. Let's finish. After turning down the chance to concede, it feels appropriate that it somehow staged an amazing comeback, but the beatdown only continues. Toward the end of the match, Mr. Yan managed to capture more than half of my stones in a single move. My displeasure makes itself apparent with a groan. I deliver my last few turns to the board hard enough to echo a clack to the store. Mr. Yan scratches his chin casually, scanning the carnages wrought upon my pieces. I don't see any possible moves. I pass. And I pass too. That means the game is over, right? That is correct. I release the breath I've been holding in, relieved. I'm so glad to live in an era where video games exist. The old man replaces his Go set in the box and clears the counter of our diversion. Yet instead of reaching for my drinks to scan, he sets his eyes on me. You play to avoid losing. I feel a frown form on my face. Why exactly am I getting a lesson on an Eastern board game from a cashier? I don't say anything, so he continues. Specifically, you play to avoid the pain of a loss. It's clear to see when you have no learned habits or memorized strategies. There's nothing inherently wrong with playing that way, but you should be aware of the fact I'm a firm believer that games showcase personality in its purest form. Not a bad assumption in all honesty, because people's natural play styles do reflect on their personality to some degree. Even like fighting, like sparring in martial arts, that's another way of seeing people's personality. Like the more aggressive a person is, the more forward they are. The more defensive, the more passive a person is naturally. And that's just a weird way of noticing how people's tics go into the way they view life. It's really cool, in my opinion. Was this whole thing just an excuse to share some wisdom you couldn't think of any other way to bring up? What? Did I scroll too much? I said that way more disrespectful than I should have. Nevertheless, Mr. Yan's slight smile doesn't falter. Perhaps, or perhaps I'm just looking for a conversation. You didn't quit when I gave you the chance. That's good, but you can only go so far without playing for the win. StarCraft is no different from Go. I know that because life isn't so different from Go. Strive to win, Mach, not to lose. Not to not lose. I don't understand. Try it. It's an important lesson. A serious glint flickers across Mr. Yan's face for a fraction of a second. When it's gone, he looks no different than before. There's no one else that moves those drinks off the shelf like you. I'm incentivized to have you succeed and stick around, you see. He lets out a laugh, one that continues only until I smile politely in response. When he's done, Mr. Yan rings up my drinks and hurries them into a bag. Right, off you go. I won't ask you to play with me again, unless you'd like to. Alright. I lower my head in a bow, not the type reserved for a venerable elder, but at least one to show that I'm thankful. The door rings when I hurry through it, leaving Mr. Yan to endure the sticky linoleum of his store alone. Alright, I think I'm going to end the part here. It's almost 30 minutes, and I'm pretty sure that once I get... Actually, you know what? I'll keep going. I'll stop when I get back to the house. In a roundabout way, I think Mr. Yan's little diversion might actually help. It's nice to know that he cares enough about me to offer advice, even if it's just because I shop at his store. Whether or not that business about go and not losing is true remains to be seen. Is an aversion to losing really that ingrained into my DNA? Go Mart, huh? Alright, Mr. Yan, I admit, that's clever. Go Mart, I get it! It seems much darker outside than it was when I came into the store. I reached the checkout time. Shit. I have a dozen missed calls from Reva. Did that Go Match really take seriously more than an hour? An urgent need to get back to my apartment replaces my thoughts of Mr. Yan and board games. I weave through pedestrians while I simultaneously text an apology to Reva. Alright, now I'll end the part here. The scene has changed, so it's perfect time. This is interesting. I never realized... I knew that old man would become important later, but I wasn't sure how he would. So I guess he's dispensing a little knowledge on her. But it's a weird, what's the word? Motivation to disperse that, knowledge. It was just, you shop at my store a lot, so I kind of want to keep you around, so, yeah. But I'm pretty sure there's more to it. He could be like an old Brood War player or something that goes, StarCraft, my old hunting ground, or whatever. But anyway, God. Spit went down the wrong pipe. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this part. I certainly did, because like the story is getting super interesting now. Like, while we are seeing into the lives of up and coming StarCraft players, I think the characters themselves are very, very endearing. They're interesting to me. Like they're all, I wouldn't say well-rounded characters. Like, they all have their ticks, they all have their niches. But how their personalities come together and work off of each other is very interesting to me. And how the story has been progressing, and how we just see Mach slowly develop as a person, not just a StarCraft player, is pretty cool too. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more videos from me or from this series, hit that subscribe button, and you are now exiting the Shadyverse. My name is Shades, and I hope you've enjoyed your day in the shade. See you guys later.